They don't understand the connection between the Arab culture and terrorism. They don't understand the connection between Arab governments and media and terrorism. Terrorism didn't come out of nowhere. They didn't come from Mars. We were bred, they were taught and bred and nourished by Arab culture until today. And until today, Arab children are being fed hatred and violence against Jews and against non-Muslims. And the world now is a small world. We were brought up like that, but in the 50s and before that, the world was separated geographically. So America lived in relative peace. But now, with the internet, with travel, with immigration, with all the connections, satellite dishes, we're not separate anymore. So whatever happens in the Middle East spills. And now we're suffering from worldwide terrorism, Islamic terrorism. It's everywhere. And Americans have to be concerned about the invasion through immigration also by certain elements, radical elements. And I'm not saying all Muslims, of course not. But some people are here to Islamize America and to conquer America. There was a Muslim leader who was speaking in Fremont, California, here in the United States in a group called CARE in 1997, and he said that we are in America not to be equal to any other religion, but to make Islam the law of the land, and Sharia law and the Quran to be the dominant religion. So this is what we have to understand: is I don't want Americans to wake up one morning and see another 9/11. I don't want Americans to wake up one morning and see a group of radical Muslims congregate in one little city and demand a separatist movement. It happened. Just remember Chechnya, Bosnia, India, the Philippines, and it's causing turmoils for centuries because certain radical Muslims would congregate in a certain part of the country and make it a Muslim city and then ask for a separatist movement. We don't want to belong to America anymore. We want to call it Pakistan, or we want to call it Chechnya. That is something that Americans have to understand. Many religions who come to America live and become part of the culture. There are Buddhists in America. They are Americans. There are Jews in America. They are Americans. They don't want to congregate in one area and demand, I want to have my own country here. I want to enforce Sharia law. We don't want one day to wake up and see a city in America through votes, through our system, through democracy. They can vote Sharia law, which oppressed us women, Muslim women, to be enforced right here in America. And it can happen legally if we don't watch it and understand the danger we're facing.
There's a very powerful documentary called Obsession, and you're one of the presenters in that documentary. Can you tell us why you are motivated to speak out at this time?
I feel it's my duty to speak out. Whether it's Obsession, writing a book, speaking on college campuses, I want to alert Americans, and I want to show my support to Israel, because Israel have very few friends around the world. The propaganda of and the PR of the oil-rich Arab countries are all over. There's a lot of money being spent against Israel, and Israel is not wealthy enough to compete with that. And I feel that it's the duty of every decent human being to stand up for the truth about Israel. Israel is not perfect. I'm sure the Israeli government, when they want to shoot a terrorist, maybe it goes and by mistake it hurts someone else. But this is war. And it's up to Arabs to accept and show that they need peace as well. Israel wants peace. It's very obvious who wants peace in the Middle East. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. Just look at the map and you'll know who needs peace. Geographically, even, Israel needs peace. And the anti-Semitism that is now all over, anti-Americanism, is all over Europe. It's amazing how this is not clear. Sometimes I just don't understand why isn't it clear to the rest of the world. It's almost like the victim is becoming accused of being the killer, and the killer is becoming the victim. I just plead with all the good people around the world to stand up for the truth. And being pro-Israel doesn't mean anti-Arab. I'm pro-Israel. I love Israel, but I also love my culture of origin. I love my people. I love Muslims, and I love the Arab people. They're my people. But at a certain point, when terrorism becomes a way of life for many, this is when the good Arabs and the good Muslims have to stand up to their own homegrown terrorists. They have to weed them out. They have to stop the hate speech. They must advocate peace. They have to change the culture that produced this terrorism. This is the duty of the Arab people.
We have been speaking with Ms. Nonie Darwish, a very fascinating author and leader, and it's been a great pleasure having her here with us at Rabbi Rock. Shalom.
Yashir